Hello. Well, today I'm going to do the deadly deed, which is to fix... Who the hell is running that? Well, today I'm going to fix the sub-deck frame to the hull. This is the frame to which the deck is bolted, and it's absolutely vital that it be connected in a waterproof manner to the hull all the way around. That's the old one. And there's the new one. This is looking down on the subframe. There's where the rudder comes up. That's the aft end, which isn't exactly perfectly matched to the shape of the hull. And that's where the mast is inserted. I found that towards the aft end the level of the bulkheads or cross members was not completely right for the subdeck, so I've packed it up a little bit in a rather inelegant manner. Now to mix the resin. It has to be done by weight in a 5:1 ratio, resin to hardener. Can be done by volume as well, but weight seems easier with this stuff. Actually, you can buy little pumps that fit to these cans and dispense a fixed amount, which might well be a good idea because this is a bit fiddly. Of course, lower pack with olive oil enormously improves the adhesion of fibreglass resin. What I'm doing here is wetting out the surfaces to be bonded with neat resin, which helps it to stick better and prevents leaching of resin into the absorbent surfaces of the wood or whatever it may be. Also, I'm told, what would I know? This is only the second fiberglassing effort that I've ever done in my entire life. Right, that's that, but now we've got to wet this. Let me see which is the top. That's the bottom. Let's do the bottom. I'm going to run out of this resin in a minute. Maybe I should have used more, mixed more. The pot life of this is said to be 20 minutes, but in my experience it's enormously much longer than that. But maybe I've been doing things in less than below 20 degrees C. But I've had to wait hours or a couple of hours before the mixture tends to go off. So I'm not really bothered about rushing. And of course here this needs doing completely because I've got to tape this, it's being a delicate area. Yeah, I might tape all of this. Oh, this is the top. That's alright, so I don't need to bother about that. Yes, that will do. Right. So now the only problem is I can't do anything with this. I think it might just balance there.
Right, well what we're going to do now is to mix the rest of the resin with some colloidal silica, which is a filler or a thickener if you like, to make it stiffer. This is extraordinarily light. It's also, I think, the stuff that gives you silicosis, so I'm being a little bit careful with it. Doing it outside, not breathing much. Right, well, I think that's about the right consistency for clinging onto surfaces. I think what I'm going to do is to put some on the boat, put some of this resin on the boat, and then put the fibreglass on top of it. Right, now hold either of those. That's the one I can't hold. Now what I'm thinking is I'm going to spread it along here. Is this sensible? You only need one bit missing for this thing to leak. Only one. So don't panic. My wrist doesn't rotate through 360 degrees. It's funny that, isn't it? Which proves I'm not a robot, you see. Right. That's the whole of it. That's the top. I suppose I should also just put some along here. Right, fatal final action. Well, I'm hoping that the Mark I finger will do the job here. Roger will be having kittens watching this if he ever does. You say, you're ruining my boat. Just need some more, I need more resin, don't I? Because we can't have any gaps here. Well, it's 12:15 and the strimmer man has started again. I think what I'm going to do is go and have lunch now in the pub. And by the time I come back, I reckon this will be going off. And I should be able to tape it underneath. It will be sufficiently firmly fixed for me to I'm just getting rid of any the surplus here. I'm back from lunch, and the person who was trimming next door has stopped, so we have a bit of peace and quiet. Well, it's gone off quite a bit, but it's still tacky, and I'm hoping that it will still be able to form a primary bond if I put some glass tape on top of this in the underneath areas. So that's what I'm going to do now. Well, this is the taping that I'm going to do underneath, and the strimmer man has started again, I'm afraid, but we'll see how we get along. Where's my paintbrush? Right. It's going to be quite difficult. This is going to be the most difficult bit, in fact, because I can't quite get the angle of it. In fact, I'm going to have to cut the handle off this. Right. Now I can get the angle on it, I hope. I can now get this in the right position. I hope that that's going to be good. I wonder what it looks like. Well, it looks lovely. You'll just have to take my word for that. Well, I finished doing that internal taping. It's not easy to do upside down where you can't see. I don't know if you can see the results here. That tape looks quite good up to a point, and then there's a bit where it's obviously gone wrong because I can't see what I'm doing under the cross member. Anyway, it's going to have to do, and I'm going to have to clean it up when it's set. Right, well, I finished that taping up underneath, so boat is back in the garage, and I'm going to leave it there till tomorrow, and then clean up the odd bits that are a bit messy, and we'll hope for the best. Of course, the really important thing about this is that it should be sealed all the way along here, watertight, so that when we put a joint washer or a gasket or an O-ring along here and bolt it down, bolt the deck down on top of that, it doesn't leak. That's the whole point of this exercise, but that remains to be seen.